Interface Video presents Fairhope Hospice Today. Brought to you by Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, Dagger Law, and the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home.
Hi, I'm Kristen Glazier, President and CEO at Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, home of the Pickering House. Thank you for joining us on Fairhope Hospice Today. I have a great team with me today, and on this beautiful, crisp fall day, we are at the Pickering House here in our Gorsuch meeting room, and we are going to talk to our marketing team today. So we've got a couple of segments for you. We're going to meet the whole team. We're going to really just talk about exactly what marketing is. You know, every business, I think, has a marketing team. We're going to talk about what Fairhope's marketing team is. You know, when you think about marketing and you think about hospice, you feel like those two words don't go together.
Right.
But really what marketing is spreading the word about what we do, what Fairhope does, how you can get a hold of us, and really just kind of get the word out,
Right.
The services that we provide. So I'm going to let you kind of introduce your team here, the two of you, and we'll start with that.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dawn Walker. I am marketing manager here at Fairhope, and we have a team of 4 here, and we like to consider ourselves a community education team. So when you think about marketing, you think we're selling something. So really here at Fairhope, we are educating the community on what we do. So our team consists of 4. We have Alyssa Barnegat. She is our graphic designer, so she is what is behind our whole entire team. We have Laura Arnold. She does the Fairfield County marketing, and we have Laura Kennedy. She does Hocking County and Perry County marketing. So we do a lot of traveling. We market throughout Fairfield, Hocking, Perry, and that really 1 hour from here at the Pickering House. So we do a lot of driving. I did some calculations here yesterday. So just year to date, we've nearly driven 15,000 miles.
15,000 miles.
So that's a lot.
Whew.
So we do a lot of traveling to get face-to-face in front of people to educate them on what is hospice and what is palliative care.
I think when we talk about our service area, like you could technically say, I think I asked you last week, you know, how many counties do we really serve? And it's hard because technically there's 10, but when you look at it, and what's always been Fairhope's staple and what's been most important to us is we service an hour from here, from the Pickering House. And you guys can chime in, but I think that's really important because when you have a loved one on service, we don't want you to have to wait at night. So let's pretend we're up in the tip of Pickerington or Franklin County, and we have a patient on the other side of Logan. You know, we always have staff at night, 2 nurses, but still, we don't want to go so far out in our service area that we can't get to our families timely.
Right.
So we do touch different counties, not all the way into those counties.
Right. And as a team, we really like to be cohesive in what we're talking about and what we're educating about. So we're always working together and working with our clinical team on what we are marketing to the community. And in those things, you know, we're doing the expos in the community. We're doing the Fairfield County, Hocking County, Perry County Senior Expo, Athens County. We're working on, we go to the fairs. We go to, like we just did all the county fairs. We do what all have we done?
Oh my
recently?
gracious.
Let's talk.
It's been a year of
It's
events.
been a year of
I
events.
think
Let's talk
we
about.
tried to cram as much as we could into
Yes.
this
So
year.
Alyssa is behind the scenes helping plan all the events that we do.
Yeah.
So I like to say that I stay back while everybody's on the
Yes.
front lines. So while they're out there touching the community and reaching out, I get to do everything behind the scenes. So even though we visit all these counties, we also do digital and social media to get beyond that too, just to make sure that we're getting to everybody.
You think about, so this whole year, 2024, we've been celebrating our 40th anniversary for service in this community. So we've really focused on that with our message and just some of our events and things that we've done. And, you know, it's just really important that we spread that word. And sometimes people can't get to different events that we hold, but social media.
Yes.
Most people are on social media, and so we can share what we do, share our message, so it's a unified message on those platforms.
And I think it's important for families too. If they have families back here and they like to see the pictures of the different activities that their families are going to, I think that's fun too.
And for example, yesterday, I won't mention the facility, but we have a volunteer that goes into a facility and she reads. And that facility shared the picture of our volunteers reading to the residents in their memory care. And then we shared their post, and that has such a good outreach and a response from people saying, oh my gosh, look at her. We love Marcy Beal. Well, look what she is doing for these residents and reading to these people. And that is my family member. And they might not be able to see that family member all the time. So it's just really amazing what we can do in the outreach through social media itself.
So I have a question. Why do you guys feel that those types of things are important? The expos and just being in the facilities. Like, why is that important? How is that marketing?
Not only is it brand awareness, but you can reach. It's not about who you know, but it's about who you know that knows you, and it's getting your name on everybody's tongue. And ask for Fairhope.
Yep, I was just going to say.
Seeing Fairhope, yes, ask for Fairhope. Hospice is not just hospice.
Yeah.
Not every hospice is the same.
Exactly.
So everybody needs to know to ask for Fairhope.
I said the same words today. We were talking in the parking lot after a meeting, and I said, every hospice has to follow the same regulations, but not every hospice is the same. And that's what we pride ourselves on. So we have a great billboard in the community that says, ask for Fairhope. And so we want people to understand that they have the right to that choice, and that's what your jobs are, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do a lot in facilities and physicians' offices, the hospital. We are always in all of these places, fire departments, community organizations, civic organizations. So we'll let the Lauras talk about that a little bit more. But there's so many different outlets of communication and education that we do and facilitate on a daily basis.
Let's stop for a second and give our phone number. We always forget to do that when we start to talk about this. So if you have any questions, and I think what's important to note too is that you don't have to have all the answers. So if you have questions, a physician has said something to you, maybe you need to think about hospice, maybe you need to think about palliative. All you need to do is make one phone call and let us kind of guide you in that right direction. So if you have questions, please call us at 740-654-7077. And our social medias, they can join us at...
We have a Facebook, and Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
Geez, okay.
Yeah.
Those YouTube videos are great. They really show, we have these shows and a lot of different things that we do. So, those are good pieces to kind of gain more information about Fairhope.
Thank you.
So talk a little bit more about what else we're doing. What did we have last weekend? Now, this show will show for the whole month. But last October 19th.
So October 19th, so the week after the fair, we had a super exciting event. We had the first fun and run. So we've had a run in the past in Hocking County, which ended, I think our last run was 2016.
I think so. I think we're looking back through that, yeah.
So to celebrate our 40th year, we really wanted to do something special and bring something back. So our first inaugural run, we did the fun and run at the Fairfield County Fairgrounds. It was 5K around the fairgrounds, and I'll let Alyssa go talk a little bit more about that.
It was a great team to put it together. It was a huge teamwork. We had some members mark out the course, so we had a good solid 5K that we ran, and the course was beautiful. It was inside the fairgrounds, so you got to see all the fairgrounds and all of the changing trees and all of that too. So the path was really good.
And do I know who got third place? Second place? Someone in your
son.
family?
My son
Your
got
son.
second place.
Your
Yes.
son.
Yes.
He did a great job,
did.
so it was fun to watch him run.
I think, we really put it together pretty quick, and just the outpouring from the community and the outlet of social media itself to be able to put this together so quickly, and the response and the event and it was just really amazing to me to be like, okay, we're going to have this event, we're going to share it, we're going to put this on Facebook, and to have people, we're interested, we're coming, we're going to register, and using Eventbrite and all the outlets that we use. It was just really awesome from the
Our
community.
participants were so fun.
Yeah, they were.
We were cheering them on the way. They were cheering back.
And the
It was a lot of
staff,
fun.
I think,
Yes.
right now, was thinking about this morning, thank you cards for our staff that came and participated. And I did see on that final timing, there were staff that did not complete that race. So they did not go around that track
I
twice.
think you might be correct about that. I think you might be right, and it's just a team effort
it
to
is.
do. And I don't want to say this, but you guys are going to know my age by then. So many years ago, when we had the Hocking County run through Fairhope, I ran in that race. That was probably at least 20 years ago. So bringing this back is really special. It's just like one of those things that we always did. So yeah, that was a great event. You guys should be really proud of that. So let's talk some more about the fairs. The fairs that you
Yes.
do.
So Perry County was the first fair, and that was in July.
The hot one.
The hot
The
one.
very hot
So that's
fair.
the very hot one. So Laura Kennedy, she suffers through the heat every year very humbly. She sets up there, and there were only a couple healthcare entities represented at that fair. So I went over that week to help Laura a couple times, and it's a great turnout, the Perry County Fair. So then we have the Hocking County Fair in September. We do a great collaboration with the Senior Center, Scenic Hills Senior Center in Hocking County for that fair. Laura Kennedy is also at that fair. And then we just had the Fairfield County Fair. So that was a week full of volunteers, shifts. We have 2 different places at the Fairfield County Fair where we set up. We partner with the Wolf, WLOH, to have a tent there and at the Art Hall. So it's a big deal. It's a community it's just a community event in itself for all of these fairs to see us to, again, know to ask for Fairhope.
Really, and that's again, as we go back to it, that's what marketing is.
Yes.
It just allows us to be present, people to know what we do, and just to get that word out. So all those things that we do are just so important to spread the word about what Fairhope and Palliative are doing.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have a couple minutes here left before we head on to our next segment. Can we talk a second about the Palliative Clinic?
Yes.
That has been a full year of preparation. And
Yes. So we've been talking about the Advanced Illness Management Clinic for a long time, and we just had the ribbon cutting on September 23rd. So there was a lot of preparation for that. There's been a huge push for education, the community education for that. So the Palliative Clinic has been a great addition to the community. What we opened up, started seeing patients.
just the first week in August, just
Yeah.
a few hours.
So I think I looked in some of our metrics. We've been seeing 25 to 30 patients the last couple months within the clinic. It's just really trying to see more palliative patients to serve the need in this community. And we have a caseload of 300 roughly palliative patients.
Yeah.
So we're trying to
We can see more patients this way. So the hospital's been a great support. The patients that are ready for our palliative services are patients that are still very active.
Yes.
They go to physicians' appointments. They're out and about. Some still work. So for us to come to their home was really something that they were kind of shying away from. So now they have that option. They're out with seeing their physician. They can stop over. We have clinic appointments. You can call the same number to get that appointment, 740-654-7077. And our intake team, the hub there, will direct you to the area that you need to go. So, well, guys, thank you for the two of you. We are going to move into the next segment and talk to the boots on the ground.
Yes.
The two Lauras. So thank you for joining us on Fairhope Hospice today, but stay tuned for a little more about our marketing and community education teams. What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Greetings from Fairfield DD. As we embrace the back-to-school season, we welcome the arrival of autumn and our cherished fall customs. Join us for Football Friday nights and the county fair. While you revel in the colorful season, let's also reflect on the positive changes we aspire to witness. At Fairfield DD, our goal is to foster a vibrant community where individuals lead lives of greater independence and make meaningful contributions. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram to discover more about our unwavering commitment to the community.
If you've been thinking about getting a home loan, now is the time. Hi, this is Carrie James from Fairfield Federal. Our experienced lenders are here to help you make your vision a reality. For more than 125 years, we've been helping our community achieve homeownership. Fairfield Federal has convenient online application for your home loan, home equity loan, and home equity line of credit needs. Visit fairfieldfederal.com to get started. Fairfield Federal for checking, savings, and home loans. Data charges may apply, subject to credit approval. Member member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 402612.
Dagger Law has more than 110 years of experience in nearly every aspect of the law. When we're not just helping clients, we're helping the community. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and around town because we live and work here too. We are your neighbors, and we want to help you when you need it. When we help each other, we're stronger. Our community is stronger. Creating a strong, vibrant, healthy, and safe community is everyone's responsibility, and we take the responsibility seriously. We are local, we are trusted, we are experienced.
Managing your health can feel scary, but you are not alone. At Fairfield Medical Center, our network of healthcare professionals and compassionate caregivers are focused on one thing: supporting you. From primary care to specialty procedures and rehabilitation, we offer the resources you need to lead the life you love. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
Hi, I'm Kristen Glazier, President and CEO of Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, home of the Pickering House. Welcome back to our second segment, and I am pleased to announce to you our marketing team, community education members. Our first segment, we met with Dawn Walker and Alyssa Barnicat. So now we have what I like to call the boots on the ground, the two Lauras, Laura Kennedy and Laura Arnold, who really service a lot of the areas here that we serve for Fairhope. And we talked in the first segment about how many miles, 15,000 miles that you guys have traveled this year. So that's pretty incredible. A lot of windshield time, a lot of things to think about, and while you're going from place to place. So can you kind of introduce yourself and tell us, a little bit about you?
I'm Laura Kennedy, Community Education Coordinator for more of the southern areas that we cover, Hawking, Perry in general, and then some of the outlying places, Pickaway County, Benton. I've been here going on our 6th year.
Yeah.
Love Fairhope. I've had multiple friends and family members on Fairhope Services, and I truly believe in Fairhope Services and what we provide. So to me, it's pretty easy transition from your other positions to here and just speaking about what you know. I think that makes it important when you've had kind of that connection and that relation. So yeah, definitely the experience of having family members on our services. I feel like I can speak to more of not just a job. I can speak to an actual, I've lived it.
Yeah,
so.
the experience.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, tell us about you.
I am Laura Arnold. I have been here just a little over a year. I actually came to Fairhope from senior living. I've always worked in senior living, and that was kind of my reason for coming here, is that Fairhope had served a lot of the residents that I had helped, move to communities and help through that journey. So, and you guys always did a great job as far as providing care up to that point, and I wanted to be part of that, so that's why I came here. As far as otherwise, I cover all of Fairfield County, and I do parts of Licking as well. But Fairfield County is pretty big in itself, so lots of territory to cover here in Fairfield County.
We talked a lot in the first segment about just how do you get that word out? What are your focuses? And I know really our past year has been focused a lot on the facilities, like helping them to kind of recover from COVID and just supporting them. But can you talk about some of the things that you guys do in the facilities to help really get the word out and just share with the facilities the things that we do?
So as far as in the facilities, I like to educate staff, but then I also like to touch the residents and their family members. We'll do luncheons or crafts, things like that with them. I feel like they need to know our name before they meet us, so that they can, when they hear that devastating news of you may need hospice services or palliative care, we'll be the first that pops in their mind that we can provide that care and help them. So just reaching out and reading the books and doing different clubs with them, they love that interaction of outside people coming in.
We always talk about that, and I think the repetition of just discussing Fairhope is so important because you're right. When someone's in the midst of that crisis, you don't want to have to make those decisions. It's like we always talk about as a social worker and here at Fairhope that it's really important to have like your power of attorney papers and your wishes so that everybody knows, because when you're in the heart of that crisis, it's really hard to stay focused and make those decisions. So I think that's why we push so hard to get Fairhope's name out there, is that when someone's in that situation, you're thinking, okay, I've seen them, I know them, I'm going to ask for the best, I'm going to ask for Fairhope. So you feel the same way, like some things that you do in the facilities?
I do. I always kind of go by, folks will always remember how you made them feel over what you said. So spending that quality time with them, even if it's something small like reading a book to them or doing a small craft or any of those things, that can make a lasting impression on them.
Yeah.
So
What are some of the, okay, tell me, what are two of your favorite things that you get to do when you're out marketing in the facilities or whatever? What is one of your favorite activities to do?
Bingo.
Bingo? Caller? Are you the caller of bingo?
I can call.
Yeah. You're the prize person, aren't you?
I like doing the prizes
Yeah.
because like their face lights up.
Yeah.
And that's the happy part.
What about you?
my favorite is anything that I can do with my hands, like canvas art or any of the decor classes, things like that. I also really like the reading part too. The book clubs were something that I started here in the area, and they've been really, really great. Just to see folks' face light up if they hear a familiar book or something just kind of registers with them on a different level. It's really sweet to see their face and just how they react to it.
Those are really special things that we can do. I think that we're privileged to do. I don't think there's a lot of agencies and companies that take the time or have the time to do that. So I think we're very fortunate that we can be creative and spend some time like that. So I'm very thankful for you guys, for both of you. Let's take a second and talk about the phone number. So if you have any questions, if you're not sure what program you need, if you have any questions just in general, please feel free to give us a call at 740-654-7077. That number is going to take you to the receptionist who will bring you to our intake hub. They will get you exactly where you need to go. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to have the final, information from your physician. We'll take care of all of that. So I think it's just really important for everybody to know that one call, we always like to say one call does it all. So, all right, what else? Tell me a little bit about just your typical day. What does your day look like? And I know your day probably changes at the drop of a hat, but basically you have some things planned out. So what is a typical day for you?
Well, basically a typical month is you have a lot of things that are like set in stone. I do the same thing on like the second Tuesday of every month. Some are meeting days where you go to different health networks and you connect with different entities that you work amongst. And then other days are fun days. You have a craft planned at an assisted living, and then you might end up having to run to bingo really quick and go to a doctor's office really quick. So I don't know that there's really a typical day. It's just kind of
You have a plan, but then we see where it goes.
I have a planner, and I write a lot of stuff down and scratch some things out and write something else in.
Yeah.
So just have to be, like a chameleon sometimes. And
flexible.
Just adjust.
So tell me, your main hub is the Logan office. Can you talk about that a little bit? And I mean, we've been so fortunate to have such a nice office there, and you're there a lot.
Yes, and it is a very nice office. There's not a lot of traffic, but I will say that there has been several church groups, things like that, that'll make crafts or blankets, and they'll stop by and say, can you use these? So I have a lot of facilities that I will just give them black blankets, or I had one lady in Laurelville, they had a sewing club, and they started making walker bags.
Nice.
And she brought 50 of them.
Nice.
And so I just divvied them up between my facilities, and they love them, and they're still using them to this day.
Nice.
And they remember where they came from.
Right. And I think, too, the other important thing to know in that Logan office is there's always a receptionist there, 8 to 4. So if you're out and about, if you have questions, let's say you're at Hocking Valley and the physicians are wanting you to talk with hospice, walk in that door, walk in, sit down, get a cup of coffee, and just kind of let us talk and explain things to you. So I think we're just really fortunate, like I said, to have that office, and thankful. So That's 140 East Main Street in downtown Logan.
Yes.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about, talk a little bit more about your area. So a lot of times you have a big area, obviously, in Fairfield County. Yours are 3 or 4 counties all kind of together. But what about physicians? Like, how do you, when you go to see a physician, what does that look like for you?
Typically, I want to go in, see how we're doing, see what things we can improve upon. Starting, I think, there will open the door for them to be honest with us so that we can work on the things that we need to work on and constantly improve our processes and just what we do for the community.
Yeah.
So typically, I'll go in, I'll ask for the team that typically, sees the folks that need the care and makes that referral, and really bring them the information that they can be successful in making that referral and talking to that patient through whatever service it might be that they need, either palliative or hospice care.
Yeah, I think too that's a good point because, everybody, if we're not improving, then we're not changing, we're not getting better. And so I think it's important for us to hear too, just feedback. We want it to be as easy as possible for anybody to refer, a physician, a facility. So we need to have that constant conversation with them about how can we make this easier for you. We don't want them to have to jump through 100 hoops to get one referral to us. So one call, 740-654-7077. One call can get you where you need to go, and I'm sure that you guys say that 100 times a day. Yeah. We have a few minutes left here, but can we talk about the Veterans Pinning? That's going to be coming up here in November. November is National Hospice Month, Veterans Day. Those military pinnings are really something. So I think last year, correct me if I'm wrong, but we had close to 300 pinnings in different facilities. And it doesn't have to be just a hospice patient that we pin. And when I say pin, we provide a veteran with a kind of a proclamation. We present them with their branch pin, and we just honor them.
Yes. So last year, we, in Perry County alone, for the community of Perry County, the Veterans Services there, they do one giant thank you to the veterans, and they provide meals and free turkeys and things like that, and they call it the Veterans Expo. And there was over 400 veterans that came to that.
Just in Perry County?
Just in Perry County.
Wow.
And that's not counting the ones in the facilities that I do, but they feel appreciated.
Yeah.
At that expo.
Yeah, that's really, if you've not been a part of any kind of veteran ceremony or pinning, it's really something special.
It is.
What about you? What do you see with the pinnings? Now, last year, you were able to be part of the pinnings because you've been here a year at least, just over?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do you think about the pinnings, and what was your experience?
So we did a lot of pinnings in the facilities last year. We did close to 200 just in my area.
Wow.
And then we had a lot of community events too. There are a lot of community events that surround veterans. Freedom's Never Free here in town. We were able to be part of escorting the memorials to that this past year, which was really, really fun. We'll be able to do that this year too, and just really be a full part of that. Folks are just so, you can just see, the reaction on their face says it all as far as being able to be recognized for their service.
Yeah.
And that's, for me, that fills my cup for the day, is being able to see them smile and, see that honor being brought back to
It
them.
really does. And we at Fairhope, we're part of We Honor Veterans program, and so our social workers have an assessment that they do for every patient. So if someone is served in a branch and they would like to be recognized, we see a lot of times at end of life that they have not been recognized. And so, that's part of one of my things I love to do, is really to honor them here at the Pickering House or in the home. And so I think we're doing really good work. So this month is going to be really busy. We're ready to go to it, get ready for 2025 and see where it takes us. So guys, thank you for being with me today. I appreciate you taking some time out of your hectic schedule and your miles traveled, but I think it's really important to talk about what you do. Remember, ask for Fairhope. You always have a choice. Please give us a call at 740-654-7077, and thank you so much for joining us on Fairhope Hospice Today.
Interface Video presents Fairhope Hospice Today. Brought to you by Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, Dagger Law, and the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home.